Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life and your business, your health, fitness, mindset and body from where you are right now to where it is that you want to be. And today I want to talk to you about family stuff. We all have things from time to time that occur in our families, whether it be our immediate family or whether it be our in-laws, not that I have any, whether it be your brothers and sisters, whether it be aunties and uncles, grandparents, you name it, how the family branches out. Sometimes it's with your intimate partners, sometimes it's with your children. When we have something that's really close to home for us, that's painful, it makes it really hard for us to achieve those things that we want to achieve in our life. Certainly, if things are not right with our intimate partner, that's probably one of the hardest things for us to deal with. Mainly because it cuts us so deep. It affects our heart, it affects our gut, it affects our mindset. And therefore, if you're not in a good place there, it is unlikely that you're really excelling in any other area of your life, because that's what causes us the most pain. When other members of our family are hurting, that can also be particularly tough. So, if you're a long-term listener, you know that I've been having some ongoing challenges with my youngest daughter. It looks like she may be in and out of hospital again this week. She's only 13 years old. She's having some real challenges, and to protect her privacy, I won't tell you exactly what's going on for her. But when you're in and out of hospital, then obviously you know that there's something serious, because it's not just something you do just for fun. What I think has been happening for me this year is when you're trying to grow your business, when you're trying to be as successful as you can in everything that you've got in mind for you, when one of your kids is in pain, then that makes it really tough to excel in this particular, or any particular area, doesn't it? Because you need to drop everything and be with your child to help them manage whatever it is that's going on for them. And this is likely to go on for months. It could even go on for years. We don't know. And all you can do is do the best that you can, get the support around you, and hope that you are able to manage things to a better outcome. I think about all the things that have happened in my life for me personally, and all the skills that I've got now, all the knowledge, all the allied health professionals and everything that we have around us. And even still, you can't necessarily stop somebody else from going through pain and experiencing the things that they're going through. So how do you really manage this situation? Well, I don't know whether there's an exact formula for this, because every situation is different and everybody has different coping mechanisms. What I can do is tell you about how I deal with it and see whether any of this resonates with you to help make a difference for things that are maybe going on in your life, or when, touch wood, they do go this way for you and you can find a way to deal with them. I think overarching to all of this is not to ask yourself the question, why is this happening? Not to play a victim yourself, not to play the blame game, because everybody is naturally going to feel like doing that. And a lot of these things that happen to others have absolutely nothing to do with you. You might make up a story as to why they do, but chances are it has absolutely nothing to do with you and everything to do with what's going on in their world, which obviously you play a part in that, but there's not much to be gained in playing a blame game on yourself. The way that I've approached this situation is to look for, what is the opportunity here? Where can I learn from this about my parenting style? Where is the opportunity for me to grow as a father? Where can I improve? Where can I get the support? Where can I help resolve this issue? And of course, being a coach, what you want to do is take away someone else's pain. But what you also need to do as a smart coach is not actually take their pain away, but empower the person to be able to take the pain away. Because if the person relies on you to do that, then that's great for you, but it does nothing for the person. It does nothing to help them become better so that they never have to deal with these issues again. You don't want that for them. You want them to be empowered to find out how they can move forward and deal with these things on their own merits. And that can take time. And sometimes you're not the best person to be able to do it. We are a part of a program to help us get the support that we need to help her be able to get better. What I think helps is knowing that you do have people that you can talk through whatever's going on for you, to try and find some coping strategies, to try and find some different approaches to the way that you're doing it, because it doesn't matter what goes on in your life, you're going to have a go at doing anything, aren't you? But you're not necessarily an expert in every area that needs a coaching. So you need to be able to get the coaching yourself so that you can become a better coach. I mean, I think I'm a great coach, but I don't know everything. I don't know everything about everything. So if there's something that comes my way like this where I'm not an expert in it, then I need to be researching and talking to the people that do, so that I can be better equipped to be able to help manage it. But I also realise that I'm not going to be the one that solves this. That's not going to be my job. My job is going to be help to be their support in order for the person to be able to become empowered and learn how to do this for themselves. And so when it comes to my day-to-day work, and when it comes to looking at what it is that I want to achieve for myself this year, what are my plans for my business, etc., then this is probably the single biggest challenge that has been thrown my way as a dad. And it's really hard, it's really tough, it's really challenging, and I don't know, each day you question, what is that next thing that I need to be doing? Am I doing this the right way? Because it doesn't always feel like you're making any progress whatsoever. And in fact, this last 3 days, we've taken a massive step backwards. And you think, gosh, what has changed? And nothing has changed in the way that I have been and in managing it, but something has changed in their world to change it for them. And so all you can do is equip yourself with what's that next step. And of course, I know what those next steps are. It's escalation and keep pushing forward, looking for other options, looking for different programs, making sure that we're still moving this forward in some ways and not letting go, never giving up. I think that is the key here. I'm just not going to give up. As hard as it is in the fight of our life, I'm not going to give up on this. But what it does mean is it does have an impact on my business. And because it is so mentally taxing right now, it's so draining, it does mean that I've had to put some things on hold. It does mean that the growth plans that I had for this year right now, it's not about the growth. It's about consolidating the success of the last 12 months, being the best 12 months ever. I'm about to report, coming into, we have a 30 June year end, I'll be reporting the highest numbers ever for my business. And so my goal is to maintain that, consolidate, get through this situation so that maybe growth needs to be put on hold for 6 months. maybe it's 12 months. Who knows how long this will go? But I think one of the things that I'm noticing is it's really important for me, if I think about what I'm achieving for my physical me this year, yeah, again, looking to gain that 4 kilo of muscle, training hard, eating hard, doing everything right, trying to sleep hard, do all of those things. One of the things that I am noticing is the toll that stress takes on your body, because I see it being measured in my DEXA scan results, and not making as much progress as I thought I would based on the work that I've done, and getting a back injury about 6 or 8 weeks ago now. It's fine now, but all of those things are indicators of the stress that goes through your body. And when you can see it show up on an actual medical test, a scan, then that starts to become very real for you and says, yes, this is really big. This is having a big impact on you. So what I've tried to do for myself is to say, well, I still want to be focused on those things for growing me, still focused on looking after my health, because I need to be the best version of me so that I can be strong and healthy for my daughter. If I'm not in that good position, then I'm only going to turn up as a second-rate dad for her. So I need to make sure that I maintain my focus on that. Making sure that I do look at what are the priorities for me now. I can't achieve everything. I just can't, because the drain, the strain, the intensity that is required for this just makes it physically impossible for me to be able to achieve at the rate that I was achieving last year. It's just not possible for me in these moments. So I've had to say, consolidate, take some pressure off, focus on those things that are your absolute have-to-dos, your musts, and that is looking after the health and wellness that I said before, looking after my strength, still focusing on those things that are important for me, but I've had to shift it in terms of my health and body, as opposed more so away from those plus the success of the business. So it's health, fitness, family, taking care of myself, taking care of my family, consolidating my last 12 months, doing those things that worked really well last year and keep on doing those this year, and looking for those opportunities where I can grow without putting so much extra pressure on myself. We are about to head into winter here in Australia, and what typically happens is that people take their foot off the gas. They get sick, they don't become as focused, so it can be a quieter time for me. I've still got my, my regular, passionate, energized people that want to keep moving forward, but it's just natural that there are some coaching clients that just slip away for a bit, cut back sessions, get unwell, and then it'll take a big uplift in another 12 weeks or so, depending on the weather. That might be less than that, it might be 8 weeks. But we do take a little bit of a dip during this time. Maybe that's just an opportunity for me to be just taking stock of everything that's going on, making some progress in those other areas, and maybe achieving a little bit of growth, getting ready for those next steps in terms of takeoff. One of the things that I haven't done as much progression and growth in is the area of the online work that I do, my online programs and that kind of, my coaching programs internationally and so forth. They're areas where I really want to push more, promoting my book more, Awaken the Sexy Within. But I realise that it's just not possible for me to do everything right now. And so I want you to realise that we all get family stuff that goes on. And when that does happen, I know we can be tempted to say, let's just put every single thing on hold. But I don't think that serves you well, because you then run down that rabbit warren with the family stuff. And that's not good for you. So you've still got to hang on to those things that keep you inspired and keep you growing and keep you connected with your pathway forward, but I think it's unrealistic to think that you can continue to do it all. So you've got to work out what are those things that you can do, what are those things that perhaps need to be put on hold or put on a lesser trajectory for growth. And that's what I've done. And you need to maintain your sanity and look after yourself, because when you're stressed, stress causes death, it causes disease, it causes heart attacks, strokes, it causes a whole range of eating disorders as a result of emotional eating, and it could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be a whole range of different things that people go to mask what's really going on in their life. And so in these times, really important to put your health and wellness as the number one priority, because that's looking after you before you start taking care of anything else. Because remember, you need to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you can be ready to help anyone else. Because the oxygen runs out, you're no good to anyone else if you're dead. This is a tough discussion to have, and it's a very confronting for many people, because everybody's issue is different. I mean, I've had periods of time where my business has been going really well and I've just gotten to a really great stage, and I've had to travel 5 hours to take care of my dad, put him in a home, watch his health deteriorate with dementia over months, to the point where he passed away, to organising his funeral, to organise selling his home, and cleaning up all of his possessions, and being an executor of the will, and power of attorney, and doing all of those things for months and months and months. And that's before you even consider the emotional toll that it takes on you to lose your dad. And having lost your mum 10 years earlier, 8 years earlier, realising that you have no family anymore, and what that means to you and how tough that is. We all have things that are going on, and when it's your own child, then it cuts really deeply, and depending on what's going on for them, it's hard. You want to take it all on, and you want to take it all away from them so that they can get better, and they shouldn't be suffering, but sometimes they do. And I just know that I can't take it all away. And if I did, I don't know that that's the right thing to do, because you need them to experience some growth through this. And I can see the beauty for her on the other side of this, but unfortunately, we're not there yet. But we will get there. We will. And I know if you're going through something like this right now, where you are suffering some real pain and some anxiety from everything that's going on in your family, then there is another side to this. You just have to hang in there, and please, please, please take care of yourself and work out what are the priorities that you need to keep going, and just realise and be kind to yourself and say, well, it's okay to actually pull back on some of this for a period of time so that you can get these other things sorted out. There's no rule book on how you do this. I'm just finding that if you ignore the stress, and if you don't prioritise yourself, then you're going to end up in a really, really bad place. Whether it be in weeks to come, whether it be in months to come, whether it be in years to come, you're worth it just as much as the person that's going through it, or people that are going through the other things. So you stay safe wherever you are. Now, if you want to connect with me, please do so by going to thementaltoughnessandbodyshow.com. Opt in for a free consultation. Let's have a good discussion. Let's still make 2021 your best year ever. See you tomorrow.